Uh, Live chat is not available. Oh, great. Yeah, I think I see it. It's okay. So on the left side you will see normally the 5 minutes, and I'll keep it on this screen. Oh, on this screen I'll keep it on the 15, so we actually have some overview. So if we go up and we continue going higher, my point of interest would be actually this high here. If we watch this on an hourly, I believe that was, no, not an hourly, where was that for value gap? I'm actually sure there was an FUG right there. So let market open to his thing, of course. It's best for all to stay off of it the first 15 minutes. So like up, this would be point of interest 23,553, and if we breach it immediately, Friday high, of course. If we breach Friday high today already, I believe the rest of the week will be upside. Will be bullish. So second book, Millionaire Master Plan, is coming up too. I recorded 2 sessions already, so about 2.5 hours, 3 hours will be uploaded. It's a 7-hour listening book, so the rest will follow.
Hey, take a look.
So my idea for this morning that we went up as perfectly correctly. So this would be a 100-point range. We'll see how far we get. Those look very strong actually. Two very strong 5 minutes immediately off open. No retracements, no gaps even taken, no liquidity either, so we will have a 5 minute of course inside. No matter how we trade it, this will be the 5, so and the bottom wick is actually himself. So for continuation play, anything that I need for that is actually a 15-minute for value gap, so this is why I'm keeping open the 15-minute chart. Without that 15-minute for value gap, I can do actually nothing. We are actually still trading in one on the other side too here. But I don't want to short this market yet. So again, for the trade continuations, you actually need to know how the market moves and where we at, so that you know, are we continuing this movement or are we actually changing hands and coming back. The only thing you need is a 15-minute for value gap and an entry point. So you set a limit order after the 15 minutes is created. You can choose halfway, the top or bottoms, that's up to you. It depends what kind of trader you are. I prefer to put at least half of my entries at the top and then half at center, so I get a bit lower than halfway or down than entry. The reason why is because I'm always in the trade then. If the value gap gets just dipped, I get in, and if it's dropped to halfway, I get into. So about 4 minutes to go and we have our opening range. gonna get myself a drink. I'll be right back.
Daar heb ik niets meer met de bonnetjes. Laten mensen gewoon betalen. Er zijn wel veel mensen die wel een geld binnen, maar al de rest het zijn altijd wel over.
Je kunt zelfs niet opgebruiken, juist, want ja, je moet 4 bonnen en dan kun je niet 1 bonnetje kopen, dat per 2. Dus ja. Want je nog 5 en het andere is soms een even getal, het andere een oneven getal. Dus anders het allemaal moet even getal zijn of allemaal oneven getal. Kijk, mama een telefoon er juist mee pakken. Dat is mama. Kijk, mama een telefoon er juist mee pakken.
Maar hier is de telefoon echt niet.
Ik heb hem daar gelegd. Ik zie hem niet meer waar ik hem gelegd heb.
Maar ik heb hem meegepakt.
Er is niemand gebeld meer.
Legt hem door. Ik heb echt te hard.
En dan als je gebeld.
Heeft iemand gebeld?
Ja.
Jawel, er heeft iemand gebeld.
Ja. Tot als jullie missen. En je zetnummer? Ja, die weer gebeld. Ja, maar die heb ik gepakt. Ik heb teruggebeld met die muis direct. Okay, so we have our opening range. Our opening range is about 77 points. So that's a decent small range actually for NQ for the afternoon session. Let's see if we can take this. And at 24 level is actually still a decent place. That's nice, decent distance too. Yeah, the only thing if we go up, the only way that we can play this is actually putting our stop at our 5 mil level or the 50% range, otherwise this is not even takeable. See, this is actually still doable to that high, it's 1.2. If we put it at that low, that would be the last liquidity part. Now we take it, that's about a 1, so I would prefer us to be a bit more patient, that we can actually close that 50-minute a bit more, because we have a 15-minute straight inside now too.
tanken, hè?
Stof van boven. Zijn niet, staat er van boven net op de koelkast. Zo pakt hij een dingen. Daar zit het vuur.
Dan moet er toch water in staan.
Maar straks Eliana, moet je starten, hè?
Iets met de aanbak, hè?
Moet daar gewoon aan staan.
Ga je meekijken de hele tijd voort?
Heb je zo nooit zien koeken? Heb je dat nog nooit gezien dat tiende?
Anders als je het willen,
Maar dan moet ik je blijven.
staan.
Ja.
Maar je wilt het dan niet. Dus je zegt dat je niets te doen hebt. Oh ja, je kunt dan...
Die taart is het nog niet klaar?
helpen.
Dat is zeker nog niet klaar. Is het klaar?
Ik kan wel lezen, maar nou...
Zijn ze klaar, vraag ik.
Nee.
En voilà, het is al 12 uur gepasseerd, dus maak dat ze klaar zijn. Doe dan verder, alstublieft.
Ja, als je niet gewoon had geholpen, je dan een grote hot zijn. Maar je wilt liever de andere weer gaan we weer al zijn.
So we do have a 15-minute for value gap, so another 11 minutes to show us actually if that still keeps being there. Yes or no? We did not actually immediately come back down, so we tap the 5-minute for value gap right here. So if we close that to the upside, this still looks like a very bullish structure actually. So if we watch this 5-minute, we came down, we touched the 5 for value gap, we held because this was actually a low. We came in it, we pushed again to the upside. Now we are actually building up some liquidity. We now swept the high, we swept the low, we came again, a new for value gap right here. So that small one here, we tapped it, and immediately off of this is that bullish momentum again. So if we close this actually looks a bullish structure. And that was actually not a close, that was actually straight on it. Oh, that was actually special to see. We did jump above it but that was on it, so this was actually the candle body. So it was no close. So you can all see the order flow that actually are creating here. It's important that you, and the 5 minutes can actually, that you start seeing this actually. So every time we create for value gaps and we tap them and we move away immediately off of it and we create new highs, like here we did create a new high. That's actually showing us that the for value gaps hold value and the market wants to continue in a movement that we are actually doing at this point. So same for here, we came in it, we moved again to the high, so this actually still shows us we want to go higher. And we'll definitely know in the next 8 minutes when this hourly closes, or it will close all the way back halfway till here, or we will hit the full-time all-time high, or yeah, Friday's high. I don't think it was news, but that was a big wick. Oh, Trump speaks in about 4:10. Yeah. Keep in mind, if he speaks, the market can do special stuff. At 4:10, so 10 minutes, in about 20 minutes from now, he will open his mouth on television again. Not telling you it's not a good thing, but and at the 5 o'clock we have actually the Fed's inflation's expectations. So they tell us how much inflation they had. So that means how much less your dollar is worth comparing to your buying opportunities. So we did hit my first target, so this was actually a POI that I want to see. If we can go through this 15-minute high here, we definitely take out our high. That was also my expectancy this morning. We got 50 seconds in that. Oh, sorry. We got a minute and a half. So for me actually to play to the long session here and continue, I would actually love to see a tap right here. And then take a long off of this to that high. So for everybody who did not hear me yet, Trump speaks at 4. It looks like some big announcements. So the President of America is speaking online in about 15 minutes. So 48 seconds until that close. Anybody watching except with me? People not yet used to it that I stream in the afternoon. Yeah, that will definitely be that high. So that's actually a breach. Yeah. There's no way to put your stop anywhere. You can only put it right halfway. That's actually in the center of that Valley Gap too. So if you have to take this all the way to the lows, that's a 93-point stop. So I don't believe anybody will take this. Nonetheless, it does still look bullish to that high. The only thing that I can see to reduce is actually at the last wick here. If we keep this Valley Gap right in this center here, you can put it right here. That would be 23,830. That would look something like this. And that's only a 0.7 to that high. But they all depend on how we react. If we can take it higher, that would be that 24,000 level, would be my next target. And that's a decent play, that's a 2.5 R. I would personally not take this, but yeah, that's my idea. If it's your plan and you can take it, yeah, you must, of course. So first target is still that Friday high right here. So that would be 23,900 level exactly. So this is 902. So at that 900 level, we want to see how we react. We will definitely go to there, and then afterwards I'll see how fast we react actually to the downside again. Because if we hit that level, there is a big possibility, that's previous week high too, that there is a lot of liquidity right there that was shorting the market. So if the market wants to go a bit lower, that's the point where it will do it. So if I would want to enter this, I would be patient until we actually hit that, or that Valley Gap right here, and then take it to that high. That's actually a nice decent play to that high. This is how I would play it. I'm expecting late again. Yeah, it's his job to be fashionable late. So I'm not sure if anybody took this. If you did, yeah, if you're in it, just keep it. I believe it's only one contract, so we can't reduce it. If you're not, and you were patient enough and want to see that 15 minutes for value gap get tapped right here, that would be actually a sweet play to take. Looks like my screen's lagging. There it is. Yeah, the official play of this orb would be, like I said, that would be the full low. But that was one big stop for just like, oh, how much was that? 0.4? That would not be worth it. So remember, if you want to take orb, that it is a decent play still to take it. I know, like 400 points, if they happen, you want to be definitely in them, but if you would target normal distances, that would be that high. And that still is already, how much did we take from yesterday? Yeah, that would be a 250 play day, so that's also a nice range. Stuk zit erop. So everything, yeah, you can see this is actually still a very bullish play. Nonetheless, this looks like it wants to go higher. Especially if we see, this was the range to the upside, we actually came down, we touched the 4 value gap, we held, and then we had again a bullish structure, so this looks like a continuation movement to the upside. So 7 more minutes. Let's see if he is on time to this time. het dan niet noemen? Dan goed.
Nee, dat is
Ja.
het gewoon.
En als die weer komt, zul je hem donderdag nemen?
Dat blijft toch hetzelfde.
Maar ja, als je, stel je dat hij naar hier weer keert. Dus, nou dan.
Dat is een adding position.
Nou ja, gaat dan hier rust op zouden zetten. Maar ik kan het er toch zo eruit zullen bedoelen, net hij toch lang gepakt. In plaats van ton zo, hebben we hier een entry te zetten. Hè. En als je hier zit, dan nog verder gaan. Versta je?
Ja, ja. Ik weet
Wat?
ook niet als het erbij hoort.
Ah ja, dat is hetzelfde eigenlijk. Zitten we van hier dan? I probably forgot to put off my mic when I was speaking to my wife. I know a few of you understand me, so. So everybody understands why this is still a bullish order flow at this point. Or for today, anyway. Happy to hear this. Oh, read. Yeah, it's important to understand market structure. That's the base actually of what we do. So again, the reason why is just if you trade counter trend, that you actually know to take profit sooner. If you trade with the trend, you can hold on longer, of course.
Heb je Lucky gezien? Op zeker een geheim kampen. Allemaal samen.
So, if he's live, he should be online in a minute from now. Oh no, right now actually. It's a bit the same as this morning. It's not the fastest market. From 2 in the morning till now, we had a how much? 70 point range. On the 5 minutes you can see beautiful that we actually are creating liquidity now. Stalling a bit. So anybody did something fun this weekend? I made pizzas. I made that today. Oh, actually, my wife made them. I just put them in the uni oven. My yesterday I wasn't worth. I did not have too much sanity yesterday, so I actually did nothing yesterday. For once.
Slept outside.
Hmm?
You slept outside.
Oh yeah, I slept outside. Sure. And I read a little bit of a book. That was it. So still stalling the market, so you can see it doesn't move an inch, so ain't much selling power, and still for buying the same, so we're actually just holding on. Yeah, if you had a strong push immediately off of this, I would say we can go lower again, but at this point it's not indicating anything. So the lower time frame, it does looks like it wants to maybe push a bit lower. So we had a 2 minute value gap, we entered it. If we break that low again, that shows that this order flow continues. But always should see it also on the 15 minutes, so the 15 minute here still shows us it wants to go higher. So this has no value over this one. So lower time frames are good to place intertrade, but higher time frames actually show us how the movement actually is of the market. But the good thing that you can see on those lower time frames, say we go back to that 2 minute here. If we breach that low, that would indicate actually that this market wants to come to that value gap right here. That's an indication that you can see that this market actually still wants to go to that gap before it continues, or that it can come to that gap and continue. Because for this market to shift structure, it actually has to break that low for a 15 minute to change that structure. On 2 minute, this has done it here, we re-entered. So if we close below, that means that in that 2 minute we actually, it showed and indicated us that it was coming to that value gap. See it? So that would have been that tap. So if I would play a continuation, that would be actually the entry point directly off of that to the high. I did not take this, as I told you a minute ago. I would not take another trade. I already took one this morning. Or two actually. So, but this is how I would play it. That would give you a 40 point stop. Yeah, normally for value gaps has the previous wick low, but we don't have one. This one's shorter. And normally if this plays out correctly, you should add a rather fast PM profit immediately off of this trade. If we watch this in an hourly, this is perfectly possible that we come back halfway a candle and then continue. If you watch this in 30 minutes, same. About 8 minutes to go, so it would choose very soon what it wants to do. And for 15 minutes is actually also pretty nice. It just comes down the first 5 to 7 minutes and then bit sideways and then continue higher. The only thing that we did do was sweep 2 sessions highs, of course. And our Trump is speaking. Or Mr. Trump is speaking. So a continuation movement is actually every time what you add. So if you learn this model, this is actually how you can add to trades too. If you trade orb and you have a continuation movement to the upside, once we reach a fair value gap, you can choose to enter it on the tap, or you can choose to enter it when we actually sweep that high. So this was a break of structure, and this was a retest of that break of structure from here. So if the market wants to continue, it should be somewhere in this area, from this area. And these are also very nice, decent plays. Look, this is actually 2.4, 2.1. Just a small range, but this range needs a 1R to get all the way up here. So this would be actually the same trade, that would be a 0.3. So we actually had patience and saw this comes back. This does not always happen, of course, not on opening ranges. But if they do, they are very nice to play. This you can only do with the trend, of course. You have to actually know then how the market is moving at that certain point. If you don't see how the market moves, don't touch it. Don't take these trades then, because if you can't see it, how the market is making his lower highs and higher highs, it's no point in trading continuations, of course. So this is what you saw this morning, actually, in this movement here. We just did, like I said, from 2 o'clock until 2 o'clock. That's 12 hours. We did actually nothing. We did tap the fair value gap, and then we actually stayed constantly in this trade, or in this zone to trade in. And the good thing, actually, you can watch here how we react off of this. So every time we see new for value gaps created also to the downside, we can visually see now here how we react of it. If this 5 minute holds no value, so if the liquidity was not enough for what was taken here and the market wants to continue, it should not stop here. It should actually go through it immediately. It can hold a bit, but in the next 10 minutes it should definitely get to that high again. So everybody understands why this was the reason why I wanted to take this on a continuation play, not 15 minutes. So same if we add, actually that's also a 5 minute or a 15 minute value gap. Once you get tapped, you have a choice to add or on the highs. And actually the first target should be then that high. And here we'll see that second fair value gap on the left side. Right here, there's a small one still left in it. So if this one does not hold either, so these were actually two, but this was so small actually you could hardly see it. So now it should immediately also keep pushing up higher. And then the lovely thing to see then afterwards that we create a new one here somewhere. We can tap it and then continue off of it. Now we know, okay, the order flow that was creating to the downside did not have any value over the higher time, and then we saw that continuation movement. So that's a big difference if you can see it for an orb play. This is that amount, but it's a very great strategy orb. It shows you have patience and that you have continuation. By the way, orb should have been halfway at least, look, otherwise you would have got stopped out. So we got a minute and a half, 1 minute and 10 seconds in the last 5 minutes. We swept our high, so that's good to see. So on this 5 minutes we had a fair value gap, so this the first high has been taken. So if the second high gets taken, this one, yeah, now we definitely have that continuation. And then you watch again in this 5 minutes, if it closes, where does it close? If the high closes, that's very good to see. If it closes just below, that's okay too. And then the next 5 minutes, if we do create a new fair value gap to the upside, if we tap that, how do we react? Do we flush through it or do we stop and continue? If we stop and continue, then we see, okay, we can actually see that the order flow is still doing the same thing at the higher time frames. Look, this was that hourly, so that hourly just came down. We still have a gap left into it, so we can still see there is an hourly fair value gap being created. That's okay. We still have one down here too that we didn't tap. And now we can see in the next 30 minutes we came down and now we're going to the upside, so that looks good. this is now starting with our 5 minutes, and we will see how we react. If we continue, that would be actually then a new possibility to add to that trade. So because you have a very good entry, this would be, if that for value gap holds here and it makes a new 5 minute right here, that would be a very nice place to add to that trade, and actually do the same entryway that you took on that long, immediately off of it if it taps again that same high, and then we put our stops right here. So this one comes up, if this taps, and then we count how much we have here, make a half hour of it instead of a full, the first one, and actually your entry will be then maybe down here instead of all the way up here. Just below that last will probably be your entry, and then you get an extra 0.8 or 0.4 actually if you make this a half hour. But only when it gets taps of course. Anything if it didn't get tapped at 5 minutes, we actually don't have anything to do. Just be patient and let the market do its thing. Now you will be able to read that too very soon. Once you can see the gaps and see the continuation of the market, you can actually see the waves movement. So see market goes always in ups and downs, or sometimes just a little bit sideways too, but most of the time we go in waves. So now we tapped our high, and here we'll see this is also an important place for the market. So you took profit right here because we tapped and the high should be next target. So you are very confident and say we stop right here with a trade, or we take for the session highs, previous week high. But the next 2 minutes will be very important at that point. Reason why? I prefer to close above that high. If we tap it and we go fast the other direction, there is a possibility that we take out that low again. Because we are still at a point where a lot of liquidity is at this point, if we don't want previous week high. But we do always watch then that 15 minute again. This one will, right here, this one will tell you then how that market moves. Once we zoom in to the 5 minute, this 15 minute will definitely show you how it will react. Now you cannot use this method if we go sideways. It's not possible because the fair value gaps don't hold any value. It just go through it, go to the lows, back up, back down. So this is only for continuations while we actually have a range movement. So again, if we are doing this in a 15 minute and we come down the first 8 minutes, that's okay. In the last 5 minutes we do want to see the push back to the upside then. Yeah, thank you, Blake. But this model is okay. The only thing is you have to withstand that we actually always do the opposite of what the market is doing. So we do see the higher time frames, but when the market comes down, we need to enter. So you just need to be okay with entering when the market comes down, instead of going the direction where it actually is showing you that it goes. If you enter here, you will. If you entered on a 5 minute right here, you would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, now 9 candles of 5 minutes, not a profit. So this takes more gut actually to do than this one, because here you are actually always directly in profit. If it doesn't hold, it probably fall immediately too, so you will get out of a trade very fast too. So, or it actually holds any value and continues higher immediately, or it will just fall through it, and that means that our prediction of the market wasn't correct. But that's okay. That means if we go down, then that we have a new 15 minute, we can just enter with that one and short the market. And once we tap this one and continue higher, you can actually put your stop there right here. If we breach the high one more time. Well, after we tap that for 5 minutes, of course. Once we tap that 5 minutes and we came down in, we go up again, you can actually put your stop to that high, because the market already showed us that we want to go high. And that would be an entry again. Market is not super fast today. We did move about, how much did we move actually? Before I say anything. Yeah, 109 points. Okay, no, the market did not move that much. If we get above 100 points, sometimes the orb range. Dat wordt een 3 moeten houden. Zit al lekker dit over de stop? Maar ja toch? 36 punten.
Ik kan niet zien.
Hm?
Ik kan dat niet zien, hè. Ja, dat staat niet in mijn ding, in mijn plan.
Maar adem wel. Ziet als adem. Dat kreeg je niet zo vaak, hè? Dat hij weer keert. Yeah, we are not always that lucky that he comes back actually. We've seen the orb play out a lot of times. It does sometimes come back, but not always. Yeah, best of all, I do not recommend to go watch the minute, the 2 minutes, or anything else than the 5 and the 15. Once you know the direction we are trading in, the 5 and the 15 is all you need. Anything below that, it's useless actually. It will not calm you down in the market, because this trade can actually take a while. Because the first time I entered was actually right here, this morning session. If I just kept my stop at that low and never moved it, that would have been the play of the day. This was the entry. If you did not add to that trade, that would have been a 7 now. It's always easy speaking in hindsight, of course. Keeping it that long in a trade, that's something different. Someone needs to give this morning coffee. Oh, I love the humor. I think you need something stronger than a coffee. Somebody needs to start pressing some buttons there. I do want to see the next 3 minutes actually close above that high. So at least above this high. That would be a very nice 15 minute then, after this reaction. But nonetheless, this is still a lot faster than this morning session. This took 12 hours. This only took like an hour. Okay. That's actually pretty okay. Did you take this, Blake? Yeah, no, it's a small oak, but yeah. Which one? This one too? Or just the orb itself? So if you took the orb, definitely watch that high here, how it reacts. Again, the same methods as previous. Now that we played orb, that you definitely this is definitely a higher time frame place of liquidity. That was previous week high and previous Friday's high. So you can see why I said if I take an entry on continuation, that I place my entries at the top of the value gap and sometimes also on the halfway spot, but you can see it does not always completely fill it. So it depends on what kind of trader you are, or if you ever trade this, how you put your entries that you will get tapped, yes or no. Most of the time, if you put it at the high, you definitely get tapped, but your stop is a bit wider then. But that would be a nice play. That was 1.7 already. This was actually, again, nice to see that 15 minute. Look, these wicks were right here, and actually it closed beautiful above it. can see how much, and that's a nice distance. So just 1 minute to range sounds. How come that you ended early? Because you saw the breakaway, or did you want to see continuation movement of the market, or what was actually the reason? Because yeah, 123, 815, so that was here somewhere. You added on that 5. Just after the real spawn. On this range here? Because I can't see it. But it's good that you know where to take profit. That's good. If you can repeat the process over and over again. And fill into your trading plan then to how that you did it exactly, that you know if you're repeating it, because it's not in your plan, try to keep it to your plan. I know that's a must. If you want to add stuff to it, make sure it's repeatable. Yeah, I thought so. Was that one? You have it on a minute too. So if it's not repeatable, it's not a good process. So make sure that you know how and why, and that you type it out as an extra entry model maybe, so that you actually know how to repeat it. Because if this plays out and you cannot repeat it, it's actually yeah, see, because if yeah, it's a test, okay, but no, like if you trade this constantly over and over again, and it implements something not good for your brain. If it's not repeatable, it's not good. If it's repeatable, it's something else, different. Yeah, so make sure that you don't satisfy your brain by now making profit, and this actually gives them a good feeling for doing something not correct. If you can repeat it, that's something different. So if you can repeat it over and over again, like this one that I actually showed, and how it went and why, I can repeat this process over and over again. The up or downside. It's just if you can't repeat it over and over again and you make profit right now, you just told your brain it's okay to do something outside my plan. And if we if we actually give that feeling constantly over and over again, your brain will actually never want to follow that plan again, or you have to unlearn something, and that's not actually a fun thing to do. Believe me. I've been there, so. Yeah, this is just why we make a plan. It's not that you cannot adjust it to your own hand, of course. If you trade ORP and you see the continuation play inside of it, you can actually add that to your fully to your plan, but make sure that it's just repeatable for yourself. That's for everybody, by the way, not only for you. If you can't repeat a process, or anybody that does a new thing to their trading, and it's not written into your trading journal or how to trade your trading plan, you actually can't repeat it. And if you can't repeat it, it's just creating a bad habit in trading. It's those small things that add up for everybody, and this is how 99% or 90% doesn't make profit. They don't see the things that they actually have to see. That's okay. It's good that you're honest. Then I can help. If you told, yes, this was fully my plan that I followed, yeah, I would not even be able to help. Just being honest always is the best thing, so that that I can help you, of course. So we're still at this range. 7 minutes been. We went down, we went back up, so still looks okay. So this is why we keep that 15-minute open. We actually can always watch that 15-minute and shows us how the market reacts. Nonetheless, this 5 minutes shows us a bit too, but that 15-minute is more stronger. So as long as we don't come below that candle, this still looks okay. And we see here that we still have a 5-minute value gap that can hold some value off of it. But this can still take like another 10 minutes before we get to the high. Once we get close to that hourly too, you can always go watch that hourly, how it looks. So same here again, if you watch that 15-minute, that looks okay, but if you watch that hourly beside it, and you see how nice this hourly still looks and still has 5 minutes left. So if this now in the next 5 minutes closes, comes all the way back to the ORP range, yeah, then I understand that looks a little bit less good, but if it stays up here, this is actually a nice looking candle. So this is actually how we read candle movement. So slowly, bit by bit. It's like a conversation. It speaks or tells something actually. So this is why I taught you guys in the beginning these candles, so imbalances, over value gaps, why they are there, what they show.
Blacklight-tanden. Ja. Het zijn blacklight-tanden van mama. Kijk, hier is zo mooi. Hier kızım. Daarom weet ik dat. Dan moet hij dus niet meer doen.
I'll stay online for another 5 to 7 minutes. Oh, this is actually something I found online, so maybe I'll share this one for a second. Not sure if you can see this. No, you can't. Let me share this for a second for you guys.
Wat blijft daar niet uit?
Yeah.
Die denkt dat hij zo.
I actually came this finding of this one, and I actually find it quite nice explanation. It's actually helped. This actually helped somebody get profitable over a while. They actually wanted to stop trading, and they said because they made constantly mistakes. Okay, I don't like the word that they put onto it, but it's just a copy. It's not mine. And I find it quite nice to see how you can actually stop yourself from doing stuff that you repeatedly do over again and see it faster. So a trade that's poor risk to reward, so a trade that is actually doesn't have value to take, or actually is way too low, so say that you only have a 0.5 for a 1 hour not profit, that would not be a good trade. So, and you mark them out, so enter too soon, enter too late, not on time, exit too soon, exit too late, trade not in my trading plan, incorrect stop placements, not right position sizing, so too much position or too little, didn't take a planned trade. So, and you fill this in, so this way you can see actually where your not good habits lay, so you can improve on them much faster this way. That was actually a very nice thing to see. It was nicely ordered, so this way you can actually keep it with yourself, easy to see, but just put all these things in a positive way. So I wouldn't write it like this. I would actually entered not on the right time. Would I put it in here? Entered too soon? No, entered not on time. Yeah, so I would actually exit too soon before my exit or something like that. It makes it positive way that you can actually do the thing that you must do. And we're still in this range, so not much movement here. Oh, yeah. It's because I closed this one. Oh, I'll change the screen. Maybe take a screenshot of this one if you want to have it. I'm gonna take a look from who this exactly was, but it's actually a nice one. I'll put it in Discord. I made a copy actually of it too, so I'll put it in trading course material, something like that. So now we actually did came back down, so happy that you use actually support and resistance. See, you can actually hold a lot of value. These stations or these places, take profit off of it too. And if you can trade in between two of them, that's actually also a nice continuation movement of ranges. So that's 1 minute to 5. I'll wait another 3 to 4 minutes. Once we tap this, I want to see how we react. So this hourly looking, oh sorry, it still doesn't look, it still looks bullish. It still ended higher than it opened, so So nonetheless, if you are still in this trade, you did not take profit yet, that would be just stops. Actually at that low, I would put it right here.
No, dat was mijn
That would be the lowest spot I want to see this market come back actually. We can tap that 5 minutes, but if we tap that 5 minutes, I do want to see that continuation off of it. If we come back all the way, yeah, that would be done as stop.
2024. Heb ik dat ooit op?
Actually that wick's low of that
Staat er wel
15.
op? Ik heb hem nooit op.
So same for the orb actually, that would be also the same low right now. Once we come down to it and tap it like halfway, we should not see it come back all the way. So do you prefer me to keep showing you these continuation entries? Because I've seen that my reversal on session actually never plays out when I'm trading, so I actually as good as did not take any trades since I actually changed a model of mine. So because I was changing reversals on time-based sweeps, I actually had almost no trades. So I've done it for 6 weeks and I believe I traded less than half than a normal trade. Because every time the session was or in the afternoon session of after my time that I traded, or it was in the morning session before I traded. So if you want to have to reversals, it's less easy to actually pinpoint when they will occur.
Oh, die was wel schattig. Schattig op een punt.
So this 1 minute for value can actually overlap that exactly those two candles. I was taking a look where actually the market reacted off. Okay, looks like the market is actually having a lot of patience. I would leave the trades like it is. I wouldn't touch it. See if we can still hit that high. And leave my opening right here too. So this one would be almost nothing. Okay, here you're now at break even. Did reduce almost half of the points. Yeah, 36 points that you would have reduced if you didn't take anything yet. So that was 90, so we only have like 58 points left. And let's see what the market does. If this one hits, that would be an adding spot. For this one, definitely doable. Here, maybe a bit less. That would be the same low as target or a stop. So you could add to this position like this.
Predicted inderdaad op mijn Nederlands.
Wat ben je aan het doen? Mag jij op scherm kijken?
Nee.
Hallo? Afspraak?
Is dat scherm?
Ja, weet ik niet. Voor mij is dat wel.
Is dat scherm?
Ja,
Ja, wel. Dan heb je het
dat is dan mijn gsm. Kun je niet zien.
Iets nog voor wat?
Hm?
Iets nog voor wat?
Oh, dat weet ik dus nog niet voor.
Ik weet het ook niet meer. Ik vind het heel lekker zijn. Je mag niet op jouw gsm. Of mama gaat.
Op scherm gezet natuurlijk. Je kunt dus gewoon de hebben en dan niet op scherm gaat. En ik doe de rest niet. Oh, niks is niet goed. Dat wist dat ook. So the adding spot was not hit. I probably will continue here now. Okay, not sure if anybody's still in the trade. If you are, I'm gonna hit the stream. I wish you the best. I would definitely take it to that high. That would be the target. And I would put your stop just at that weak slow. So if the market must continue, they will take out that high. If the market does not want to go higher actually and stops right here, that low will definitely get taken. But at this point, that 4 hourly looks good still. What looks like it wants to go higher. That hourly look beautiful. So nothing indicates me on the higher time frames that we're actually changing direction. You can see it needs to come back all the way down here. So that's still a decent move back down. And there is no news or something else coming out, so I don't believe that will happen today. Or the interest rate maybe could do something, but that would be a decent move. Same for you. Enjoy. See you all back tomorrow, of course.